Well, we should start with the awful news about Liam Payne. And you will have heard this, the former member of One Direction. Police say the 31-year-old died after falling from a third-floor balcony at a hotel in Buenos Aires. Police are also quoted as saying that they were initially responding to reports of an aggressive man who may have been under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Liam had been in Argentina after watching former bandmate Niall Horan in concert. He's the father of a 7-year-old son with ex-girlfriend Cheryl Tweedy, who was a judge on the 2010 series of The X Factor that saw Liam join One Direction. We all remember it. Let's have a look at his first audition.
And now you say you're lonely. You cried the whole night through. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you.
Just came out the blue, this, Carolyn, didn't it?
It's tragic. I mean, sympathies to his family and loved ones. It is an absolutely devastating situation to be the family of that young man. And I do worry about mental health and how many young men end up in this desperate situation.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying that it...
No, we don't know.
But, you know, I mean, it is awful.
Yeah, Gitto, they're so young. He's so young.
Yeah, and carries the sort of hopes and dreams and fantasies of so many people, you know, his age and, you know, older and younger and all that. And I guess in one way now he's sort of immortalized. He's going to be captured in that moment, which of course, in terms of legacy, might be immense. But the tragedy today is that in real life, you know, somebody's lost a father and somebody's lost a partner, somebody's lost a son, and there's no getting over that.
I remember seeing the Beach Boys once in the later stage of their career, and I was watching, and you had, I think Mike Love was the singer, and Brian Wilson was the guy who did all the writing and played the keyboards and stuff. And Brian Wilson has had decades of struggle with his mental health, appalling, and to the point of being, you know, a recluse for 20 years. Mike Love just is a guy who enjoys every day when the sun comes up, and that's not an achievement by Mike. It's because people are built differently, and some people do struggle every day of their lives just to have a normal day. And as I say, I keep saying we don't know what happened here.
Yeah.
But he's talked before about his mental health issues. One Direction, of course, went on to become one of the most successful bands of all time. They sold 70 million records worldwide. This is Liam with his bandmates in the video for their debut single, What Makes You Beautiful.
Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know you're beautiful.
Liam previously opened up about his struggles with mental health on Ant Middleton's Sky show, Straight Talking.
There's times where that level of loneliness and people getting into you every day, like I say, just every so often you're like, when will they send? You know, and then that's almost nearly killed me a couple of times.
As
when
in
I've been in a
you've
bad
wanted
place.
to...
Yeah, when I've been in a bad place, 100%, you know, there's no point denying it. It's definitely been on the menu a couple of times in my life, and
this is enough. I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Among the stars who've already paid tribute are the former X Factor host Dermot O'Leary. He said, the worst news, I remember him as a 14-year-old turning up to audition on the X Factor and blowing us away singing Sinatra, the clip we just seen. He just loved to sing. He was always a joy, had time for everyone, polite, grateful, and was always humble, sending love and prayers to his family. Then fellow contestant Ollie Murs said, this news is devastating, I'm lost for words. We always had a good laugh when we saw each other. Sometimes the catch-ups were only short and sweet, but when we did, it was mostly about how annoyingly good his hair always looked, or our love for Bex, the old X Factor days, and the tour we shared together. Liam shared the same passions as me, the same dreams, so to see his life now end so young hits hard. I'm truly gutted and devastated for his family, and of course his son. They're losing a dad. I'm thinking of them, R.I.P. Liam. My Radio 2 colleague, Rylan Clark, who also found fame on The X Factor, posted this simple message, extremely sad news, V tragic, so young, R.I.P. Liam. And we can bring in now friend of the show, Amy Nicol-Turner, who as showbiz journalist met Liam and One Direction at the height of their fame. Couldn't believe this when I heard this news today, Amy.
I heard it. I was just about to fall asleep. I went on my phone. I found out, and I shrieked. I couldn't. I can't square it, and I haven't been able to sleep. Thinking about it. It's just unbelievable news for, I think, anybody who had any interaction with the band, particularly. The thing, and especially Liam, because anyone who interviewed the band around the peak of their fame will all say Liam was like the dad of the group. He was the dependable one. He was the sensible one. It felt like he was keeping the others in check all the time. I remember when I interviewed them, because I used to work for Yahoo, and we got given an exclusive pass to their film premiere. We were sponsoring it, so we got invited to what we thought was just a corporate after party, but it turned out it was the after party for the friends and family of the boys. So I ended up randomly spending the night chatting to particularly Liam's dad, and he was just this really normal bloke from Wolverhampton, and you could just feel how amazingly proud he was of his son, and how absolutely alien this world of fame was to them. Like, we were at this party, and there was all this glitz, all this glamour, all these celebrities walking by, and I remember his family being like totally starstruck and like, oh my god, have you seen the canapes? Oh my god, it's all the champagne is free, this is amazing. So I twigged on to the family because I thought they were great fun, and then we ended up going, all the older family members went home, and the band and a few friends ended up going on to a nightclub. And again, Liam was the sensible one. He was the one keeping an eye on everyone. And during the interview, I'll never forget it, because he gave me my first ever exclusive. So I was actually quite a rubbish showbiz journalist. I never wanted to ask anything difficult. And I turned up to the interview. I was supposed to be getting them to play a game where they had to hold up masks of each other. Like, who is the most, like, a bit like Mr. and Mrs. So who's the most likely to get into trouble? And, you hold up the masks of the one you thought would. But I forgot the masks. And I was, oh my God, I was 22 years old. I was mortified. I was so worried. It was my biggest opportunity yet. And then in that interview, Liam told me he had this new girlfriend called Sophia Smith, and that gave me what then became a massive world exclusive, and probably one of the biggest moments of my then fledgling and short-lived, may I say, showbiz journalism career. I think all showbiz journalists think we worked at the best time, but I think anyone who worked with One Direction, we really did. We were working at the best time. It was such a great time to be working.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you. Well, we'll find out more about it in due course, I guess. But